How's it going? Hello. We've got a panel. Hi. Welcome. So, welcome to my living room.
Wait, we just need like a lamp and
a rug. Yeah, I love that. That'd be good. So guys, there's a big old microphone there that's looking lonely. So, would anyone like to ask any questions or tell us about their day, maybe? Oh yeah, hello. Hello. Oh, we're very good.
C'est bon.
Highway from hell. Yeah.
I think I had a song that like would totally be hers at one point when we were doing the show. I don't know, something like "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" or something, you know, like.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if I may, just for a second, do you use music as a way to get into character?
Yeah, it depends on the role, but yeah, usually, yes, yeah.
Because I hear like a lot of people I really respect do it, and I find it so interesting.
You don't?
Well, I don't, but I think I should. But it's just finding the right song. You know, I find it quite difficult to do that.
Because sometimes it can make it into a bit of a wash. You know,
right.
Which is not the goal, but I think especially for period stuff, I don't know if you find that,
that's
like,
true. Yeah.
I think listening to music from the time period that you're in is really helpful.
Yeah, that's really good, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That is a really great question. Basically, she had quite a want for control and power. Those were really big things, and she thought that becoming a powerful creature could help her obtain a little bit of control over her own life. Yeah, does that make sense? And she likes blood.
And the second question is, when Sebastian was kidnapped by Jonathan, did he know anything about his plan?
Oh, well, that's a really good question. I like to think that he wasn't really told very much, because I think Sebastian, he's such a good guy. I think he'd really do all he could to try and stop him do his plans. And I think that Jonathan would be very manipulative and like control kind of what he told to Sebastian, just in case he escaped, which he did. I think probably not too much. But I like the idea that Sebastian's kind of constantly trying to work out what he's doing. Because obviously it's a really scary kind of thing, isn't it? Like what happened. Thank you so much. That was such a good question. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I have a question for both of you. How can you best learn your script or your lines, maybe by the way, or on the plane, in the car, or at home?
That's good. Do you know what? It's so funny. I go back and forth on this. Like, sometimes I think it's best to learn them in a way that's so far away from what will actually be and that kind of stuff, and I'll just want to do it with no tune, like in it. Because, for instance, say you're learning the line, "Hi, how are you today?" You know, I'll go, I know that there's a rhythm and there's a tune that could very easily get stuck because you're repeating these lines again and again and again. So, you know, "Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?" Don't say hi or hello, how are you, because that's wrong. Hi, how are you? And then when you come to do it, you go, hi, how are you? And you're just doing it because it's a tune. It's tricky. I do like the thing where you start at the top, and if you get something wrong, you go back to the top. And so that way you reinforce the first ones, and then you keep going.
Like in school?
Like at school, exactly, with like a list of things. Yeah, exactly. But what I'm really curious about at the moment is actually something I'm really kind of working out is different ways of learning it, so that when you come to do it, you've done a lot of the work through your instinct, basically, without imposing anything on it. Because there's a lot of work that we'll do, but behind the scenes to make it real. And quite often I find that process, if you learn it wrong, it will break that. That will get completely in the way of that process. So it's very delicate. It's a very delicate situation, which is why it's a really, really good question. And yeah, I think for me, getting it as far away from the finished product, so it is just about the lines, is really important.
Because when they give you a note on the day too, if you've memorized it in a very specific way, and then they give you a note and it changes everything, you'll forget. So it's really important to have, a process that you can be agile with.
And it starts there, doesn't it? That's what's crazy. Is that you might do a lot of prep before you even pick up the script, say, and to learn it. But then I know actors I had one actor tell me that they winged it. And I was like, but they're very talented.
So stressful.
I know,
I'm just stressed right now.
And so they just learn the lines. And I feel like that sometimes works, but I can't rely on it, Especially when I'm on set, I don't want to have just winged it.
Maybe in like a tape or something, like an audition, you can try that. I can see us both getting stressed at the thought of it.
I feel the anxiety of what that would be like.
The preparation. Do you ever do, like we called it in school, like an Italian, where you go through it and you just do it really fast?
That's good too.
Yeah.
I like walking around the room with it really fast.
Yeah.
It's really good. And like physicalizing it as well.
Yes, yeah.
So like we at drama school, it's something I've adapted, but like you do the script and you find a gesture for every word, and that makes almost like a mental map in your head about what the line is. You go, oh yeah, that follows that way. But ultimately, it's just a way for you to try and remember it without letting your head get in the way. That's ultimately what it.
Not easy, I think.
Yeah, not easy at all. No. But like I always think for people who aren't actors that have to learn things, I think it's the same process, because actually rigidity breeds fear, I think. And if you're rigid in the way you learn it, rigid in the way you're planning to do it, if you plan, like that's terrible. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Like that. How does that line start? Does anyone remember? Like, if you wanted to... I can't remember, but... Oh! If you tried to blah 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 into a fight, it is working. I'm pretty certain that wouldn't have gone past the writer's room.
We have some notes. I don't know if it's my favorite line. It's the line that's burned into my memory because I said it wrong. I told this story yesterday that I said the absolute opposite line and I screamed it like in the monologue. Okay, I'll very quickly tell the story just to catch us all up. It's a long monologue, I have to say, like rallying the Downworlders, and it's all about the Shadowhunters, like fighting them, Shadowhunters, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the speech, she goes, "To the night, children!" And I was like, "To the Shadowhunters!" So it is burned into my mind, and I write it actually on photos sometimes too, because it's a great line.
So cool. It's so fun because the show we have the opportunity to be so bombastic. and that, like, it's great. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
This, I feel like I don't know anything about myself. Like I can't remember anything about myself. Ooh,
Oh, no, that don't. I'm getting somewhere. There's a thought germinating, but it's not ready to be shared.